Hello, so today I am going to be taking products that are already for sale on Amazon and working out if I can make profit off them off a wholesale page where I can get it for cheaper 100%, but is it cheap enough to make profit? Now, instead of finding cheap products and then finding if they're on Amazon and working it that way, we're going to go for Amazon first. And then because I've already got a lead, this is a big key to this video, to be fair. I pay for leads. And what by that I mean that there are people who know all about Amazon FBA. Like imagine how much or how little you know about Amazon FBA. They know an awful lot. So they know which websites to go to. They know which shops to go to. They know what wholesalers, distributors, they have a lot of knowledge. And if you have knowledge, well, you can sell that knowledge to people in the form of, like, would you have ever thought to go to uk.shop.bodybuilding.com? No, you wouldn't. But these people know where these websites are. And because of that, they can sell that information in groups, WhatsApp groups, Discord groups, TikTok groups. Like they sell the information. And this is where I've got this lead from. So I've been given the lead of where I can source it from, and obviously Amazon, where people would go and add to basket or buy now. So that's why this video is the way it is. So I'm going to be using the figure that is for sale here, and then seeing if my cost price is low enough from this website before I click on it to then make the decision whether I buy it or not. Now, what I like to do it this way rather than just clicking on it and going, oh, it's 10 quid or 20 quid or 30 quid and just punch it in and going, yeah, those figures, yeah. Oh, look, green, brilliant. Because sometimes you will ignore the profit, sometimes you ignore the ROI that you've set into the parameters because you're excited by it for some reason. So if you do all the analysis before you even know the price, then there is no excitement. If you start getting excited over a product for some peculiar reason, you end up missing things, you end up just ignoring things. So if we just take the figure it is for sale at the moment, we do all the proper research on it, and set a cost price in here, and if that cost price is even 1 penny lower, we do not do it because we set that price for a reason. There are many people who don't set their prices correctly on Amazon when they're selling. They undercut people by a penny, and that can bring listings completely down and actually brick them where people will lose money. So any product you sell, this is a business. It's not time to get excited. You have to set the right parameters. So my profit has to be a certain amount of money and it has to be a certain amount of ROI, both of them. So let's get started on this product that I've opened from a lead, came through emails to me, opened it, and I've got the Amazon lead and I've got the wholesale lead that I can buy it from and then ship it over to Amazon to sell. So now I'm going to work out what is the most I would pay for this item, taking everything into account that I need to take into account. So let's go through it. Well, how do I look at these things? So eligible, yes, happy days. Yes or no, pretty simple. If it's a no, it's probably because you're gated on the item, i.e. it's a big brand and you usually need to buy 10 or more of the product, send in the invoice, and you'll be ungated within usually the same day. And then it'll go to yes. Some of them will stay as no, but mostly if it's no, you would come down here which says eligibility and it will say gated, and you click manual ungate, and sometimes it just manually ungates it, as in if you're gated in an item, you can't sell it, period. So eligible, no. If you're not eligible to sell it, you can't actually send it in. You can't print the labels or anything. So you can only ever send stuff you're eligible for to send in. But obviously, you're not going to go to the wholesaler and buy loads of product if you're not eligible to sell it. Or if it says no and it says you need to send an invoice of 10 or more, you would know that if you're going to buy this item, you have to buy a minimum of 10, and you have to take that into account. BSR 1%, doesn't get any higher than that. Estimated sales 40 a month. That's, well, we'll see what the profit's worth and all the rest of it. And these are kind of auto-generated. If you change one figure, it will change the other two. So what's the max cost price at a sale price of $39.99? That's $23.40, and that takes into account FBA fees and the fee of the product. So you've got here total fees £8.95. Amazon are going to take £9 off you there, just for them receiving it, packing it, and posting it. But that's how it works. The same as the leads make money, I make money, Amazon make money, and even goes back further than that. The people who made the product, the people who distributed the product, the people who invented the product, everyone's taking a piece of the pie. But because Amazon is so big and only going to get bigger, and with everyone basically since 2020 been told to stay in their homes, I wonder who's going to be delivering them all their stock. Never mind, Amazon have access to the best couriers, next day delivery, some same day. There's no one out there that can match that. So with that, their prices come at a premium. Amazon isn't the cheapest. And also you could buy one of this product. If you go to a wholesaler, they might say you got to buy 10 or 50 or 100. So if you buy them at cheap, you sell them at more expensive. That's how every shop works. Tesco buys in bulk and sells it more expensive. Even the wholesalers like Costco buy in bulk and then sell it. How do you think the business operates? Exactly the same here. So you can get in and be selling to people who go on Amazon, add to basket, buy now. You can be sold by, that might be a company. Like it could be whatever your name is, Jones Smith. Sold by Jones Smith. Comes from Amazon, add to basket, buy now. That's what everyone looks at. But ultimately, it comes from you because you've done all this work to buy it from cheap, to send it into Amazon. Then when someone clicks buy now, it comes from you. Well, it comes from Amazon because you've sent it into Amazon and they stock it on the shelves. And then when it's time to go, next day, it's on their shelf to go. You've already sent it in. Boom, off it goes. And then money hits your bank at a later date. So, enough of waffling. Let's look at that's happy days. That's good. It says here, estimated time to sell 3 days, which is good. You don't want that to say like 3 months, because what's the point in buying something? There's no point. 3 days, that's good. I don't really have a rule of thumb. I just tend to look. I don't even always trust that either, because they can go up, they can go down. The cost of everything's going up, and the world's changing massively. So even if this is based off history, well, what's happening in the future is nothing like history, is it? So you can sometimes just ignore that. Private label, that means basically someone gone to China and made their own Habadab flip-flop, and it's like a phone charger cable from China made in a sweatshop, and they've made their own, they branded it because it has to be a brand to sell, and then selling it, and then you've gone, oh, I can make money off this, and I do the same. You can't. It's not a brand that's allowed to be resold because someone's basically private labeled it. IP analysis, intellectual property. Some brands do not let you sell their items. I don't know. I think you can't. I might be wrong, but like Adidas, like you can't be putting Adidas because they won't let you. I think, but you get the idea. Adidas, Nike, these types of things, you can buy them on Amazon, but they come from the manufacturer. They come from Nike. They come from Adidas. Meltable, no. Variations, no. These are all green anyway, so if they're all green, you set your parameters, obviously. Hazardous material, nope. Dangerous goods, no. You can sell hazardous materials and you can sell dangerous goods. As a new seller, it takes time, but you can. And it comes with different rules, how you post it, where you post it, how you package it, the couriers you use. So sometimes it's easier not to have hazardous materials or dangerous goods because it can cause issues and problems, aerosols, perfumes, batteries, that type of thing. So it's just telling you it's not hazardous material, it's not dangerous goods. So happy days. This is a small version of a Keeper graph. Keeper is another app that basically gives you this, but in more detail and across an entire screen. But within it, you can look at, so the buy box, the pink line is the buy box. Let's move this away so you can kind of see. The buy box at the top graph, you can see for the last, since October, it's hovered around 34, 39 over the last 3 months. So we keep that in mind, 34 to 39. So what's that, an average of 36? So let's then go back a year. And we can see, again, we're looking at the buy box, 31, 26, 27, 24, 19, proper drop there in 22, 27, 31, 30, then went up to 40. These types of things you can take into account. And also, it will give you it here. Look, the last 30 days, FBA selling £37.12, minimum 31, maximum 50. 90 days usually gives you kind of a good representation. So minimum 25, maximum 50. There's clearly some people in there kind of bricking that listing for some reason. Or just getting rid of stock, which is the same thing. All time, 28 quid. But if we look at it, 180, it's gone 34, stayed at 34, then it's gone up to 37, and now it's at 39.99. This is going up in price. Now, why would it be going up in price? Well, let's look at it. Amino acids, enzyme energy, weight management, and mental focus. It's the beginning of 2023. Like, everyone is working every second of every day. So let's get some anytime energy. Yeah, this stuff's gonna fly. Of course it is. Weight management, we've got a world built around how we look. So weight management's a massive thing. Mental focus, we've got a world full of people who can't focus in various different degrees. So yeah, mental focus. So this is something people will have on their shelves. You've got 10,000 ratings already at 4 stars. This is a good product. You can just see it's a good product. Like, you can, even by looking at it on the shelf, like if that was on like the shelf in a supermarket, like, would you look at it over maybe others? Those types, it's all part of the product, and I like the way that looks. It's obvious why it's gone up in price, and I think it will continue. It could continue to go up in price. It's a pre-workout. Pre-workout. I think this is getting a lot of traction actually in the sports industry. Is pre-workouts and people just buzzing beforehand, but also with other plants and stuff like this. This is what we're moving toward. That's why companies decided to make the product. I mean, it's pretty simple. So this I like this product already. So I'm hoping there's a good price. So let's now keep going down, and we can see the amount of people selling it. This is important. Let's just turn this toggle off for a second. So there's 5 other sellers selling it. And we have a total of how many? 35, 55, 65. 65 in stock. 65 in stock, sells 40 a month. 6 weeks stock. Like, you could get in that. And also you could get in that because there's only 5 sellers. And this little toggle up here, if you look, just scan your eyes left and right, you can see it removes the FBM seller, the yellow FBM. So when I click all offers, FBM is there. When I click Prime only, you only get Prime only. And there's a reason why this is built into the software, because pretty much you can kind of ignore FBM sellers, because Amazon builds their business off Prime shipping. Get it? It's Monday night at the moment. Get it Wednesday. FBM sellers who are posting it from their house, where they go to the post office or whatever they do, they go to the courier, they get courier to come to the house, they are physically sending it, and they can't guarantee 2 days. This is what Amazon wants. They want to get you the products same day, next day. That's what they want. So this is why this software has the ability to dismiss and ignore. You take it into account, but you understand what you're taking into account, i.e. they can't offer Prime shipping. So in the algorithms of how Amazon work out who's selling the product, and by that what I mean is when you go onto Amazon and this is what you're looking for, and then normally you go add to basket, or you'd go buy now, wouldn't you? dispatches from Amazon, you don't even read that. You just add basket, buy now, and even on your phone, it's just swipe your finger right. You don't realize where this is coming from. Dispatches from Amazon. If the FBM seller was selling, it would say YLCN. It would say dispatches from YLCN. Most stuff, really wasn't supposed to click that. Most stuff, if you look on Amazon, when you buy stuff, most stuff will say dispatches from Amazon, which shows as Amazon only have 10% of the stock from them. So let's say it's 80% FBA sellers. You can see why you can kind of dismiss FBM. People don't look at all this type of stuff. They just go, Amazon, buy now, happy days. No one's going, oh, I can get that cheaper in bulk. No one's doing that. Obviously, the same way you go to a supermarket and buy one other product. You're not going, oh, if I buy 100, I can get it cheaper. It doesn't work like that. The world doesn't work like that. So we can dismiss them, but take them into account. There's 20 of them at 40 quid, 43 quid. So as you see here, where it says dispatch from Amazon, sold by Amazon Soft, that's just the company name, which is Amazon Soft, them. And that could be you, Joe Blogs. And it's one thing to notice here. When you go onto Amazon, you only see this. You don't see this pop. You don't have this. I have that. You see this and you go, yep, add to basket, buy now. Little do you realise, actually, I know it's only 1p, but if you went down here, new from, you get it 1p cheaper. But they're not in the buy box. And this is how Amazon operates. People see the product and they go, add to basket or buy. Usually it's buy. Yes, you can just scroll down and buy it cheaper. As you can see, someone else got the same stock, exactly the same product, and they're selling it for 1p cheaper. So a couple of things to note here. You can sometimes buy it cheaper, but it's not in the big shiny box that everyone likes to look at, is it? So although that might make a bit of sense and you might take it into account next time you buy things, you can probably already understand, hang on a minute, I never knew that. How many times have you clicked add to basket or buy now? Put in the comments. How many times have you done that? You just got to scroll down and it's there. Same product, because it's the same product. And it's FBA and it's Prime. If we open that up, you can see, we're mirroring this across here, but this is what you see. My seller amp is overlaying this, but this is what you see if you were to scroll down on Amazon, which matches what seller amp says as well. And then you can choose if you want one of them, and then buy it the same way you would add to basket, buy now. And this is part of the buy box, basically. It has proven, and this, I don't like people who do this, where they go, oh, I'll just go 1p cheaper. Well, as proven, it doesn't mean that your product is for sale. Yes, people can scroll down, but they don't. Otherwise, Amazon's whole philosophy would collapse. The way the whole business is designed, it would collapse. It's based on how humans behave and how they think. But for people who are selling on Amazon, don't be putting, 1p cheaper or whatever, just thinking that you're more likely to get the opportunity to sell your product, because it just isn't true, as proven here. They are in the buy box. If someone was to go onto Amazon now and buy now, it'd come from them. You 1p cheaper. This is just kind of showing and proving two things. One, you can get it cheaper. You just don't look there because you're not supposed to look there and you never knew about it. And two, proving to the sellers undercutting by a penny doesn't work, and stop doing it. Because people have reprices and robots that run this, and you'll just run the listing into the ground with people's reprices, completely chasing everyone. Because even if you did win the buy box, you have to have an understanding of how, you're not the only seller. So if you go in, I'll go 1p cheaper, I'll get the buy box, You come back tomorrow, one of these one of their bots might have undercut you, and it's £39.98, and then a week later it's 39 and 38, and then it's 35 quid, and then as you saw by the graph, where was that keeper graph? As you saw by the graph, like the buy box was down at, well, you can just see there the buy box is at 20 quid. And it's now at 40. Like, that's what can happen. You completely bottom out your product, which you've then got to either recall it back, you've got to lower your price and just get rid of stock. Like, that might not be the cool hip thing. It might have gone out of trend. It might have gone out of date. But you don't put stock in and go, oh yeah, it's good for a year. You want it sold. So obviously you want it sold, and that's why people come in undercutting by a penny. But then you're harming yourself by doing it. Like, if you see that, I will when I set my prices, my bot will never, my min is that min. And if my max would be this max, between 50 and 40, and let my repricer run it down. I'm not undercutting people because the bots will just chase it down to zero. And that's stupid. You would actually harm yourself. You go, oh, I'll sell this at $39.99. You might end up selling it at 25 quid and lost money because you started a real free fall down by undercutting by a penny. No need for it. Absolutely no need for it. It's not only stupid as a business, but it's detrimental to yourself. It makes no sense. It's actual stupidity. You think, oh, I'll go in there extra. I'll go a penny lower. It's one. It doesn't do that, as proven here, and two, you will destroy your own profits by doing that. It makes no sense. Anyway, covering a lot of stuff in this one, aren't we? Anyway, this is my thought process. I'm just going through my thought process when I buy things, and it looks at people like I might go, okay, well, he might be a bricker, as in he just might want to ditch his 8 stock. He could have had 100 in stock and he's bored of it or whatever, and it could be just, oh, I'll just go 1 penny lower and just. So you have to be aware of, like, when they priced theirs 45 and they priced theirs 40 and they priced theirs 50. You can see they weren't competing with each other. Realistically, because if there was just 45 and 50, 40 wouldn't have come in. He'd have gone in at 44.99. So this 39.99 now is one of those types of, and you can see no feedback, which is fair enough. Everyone starts off at zero. You have to start off at zero. Obviously, inexperienced seller trying to get his first couple of sales, his first review, and that could bring the whole listing down because he's undercutting. Now, these more experienced, say this one's more experienced, 14 reviews, 13 reviews, 63 reviews. You can kind of tell by the prices that these more experienced sellers are pricing at, that this is where you want to be looking at because they're more experienced by their reviews. Like, it takes a lot of sales to even get 1 review, believe me. Like, right now I have 2 reviews and I've sold £20,000 worth of stock, 2 reviews. So 14, he's $250,000 roughly, maybe sold, $250,000, few mil. Roughly, I'm just basing it on it's not facts, it's what I'm basing on how many reviews I've had after how many sales I've had. Inexperienced seller, no reviews, and undercutting. So you have to bear that in mind, these types of people on the listing. Will he just sell his 8 and run off? I don't know. You've got 27 in stock. Is he the type of person that just kind of replens? You just look at it. So, sale price is $39.99. That I think sell it at matches the lowest price, that bricker, but the actual selling price is 40. But that's what's being sold at the moment. Now, this type of product is going to go up in price. I think the graphs are even proving it is. It was certainly going up in price, hasn't it, over the last 30, 19, 180 days. As you can see, 180 days, it was 34.56. 30 days, 37. Now, 39. It's the type of product in society, fat loss, lots of energy because everyone's working all the time, mental focus, yeah, obviously. So, and yeah, it's a type of product that's in society at the moment, and I don't see it going anywhere. This isn't just about a product, it's about analysing what it is, how long it's going to stick around for, those types of things. You've got to think, like, this company, they made this product. Why did they make it? What are they looking to do with it, and for how long? So we can start looking at how they look at things, you can work things out. So, and I might be way off, I'm just saying what I think. 40, 45, and 50, I'm going to ignore this. I'm going to ignore him because I don't know. And if these start chasing the bot down, I don't know. I think they're too experienced to follow him down. But anyway, got 50, 45, and 40. So what would be the mid or the mean of all that? I don't know. It's about 41, 42 quid based on the stock of 40. But I'm not going to go 44.99 because that's just ridiculous. So I am going to price it at 45 quid. In fact, there's only one in stock at 50. So I'm going to price it. I'm going to price what do I think this will sell at. These are my reprices. I would have my max at 50 and my min at 40, and my repricer can work in and amongst that range. But if I'm going to look at the actual sales at the moment, probably best to keep it on 40 because we're looking at the cost of the product that we're going to buy from the wholesaler. And we need to focus more on that figure. So I'm happy with that. So go for everything. It's a good product. It's not going to go out of date, realistically. It's not something you can kind of return. I don't like it. Well, you can, but it's not like clothing or something like that. It's not electronics or anything can break in it. It's a decent, sturdy product. It does exactly what it says on the tin, and you can't really... that type of thing, you can't just go, oh yeah, it definitely works or definitely doesn't. You don't know. It's a completely subjective product. It's not like as you bought a light bulb, it doesn't work. It's like, oh, I took this pill, I didn't lose weight. Like, none of them work like that. That's not the way they work. So it's a good product. It looks good on the shelf. It looks good. Good product, and it's more of what society is going to need. So yeah, might make my own. As part of the Google Chrome extensions, we have Jungle Scout, which is another analyzer of Amazon sales. Jungle Scout, again, you got monthly sales up here. This one says 83 and this one says 40. So where they both get the exact figures from, I'm not really sure. Apparently $3,000 is sold a month of these. These profit and fees, I'm not entirely sure where they come from because I don't know how it can tell me what my profit is and doesn't even know where I'm buying it from. So I'm not entirely sure how that works. And Helium 10, this blue one here, is the same type of thing, but it's a different kind of Chrome extension. Listing health score, it's out of 10, and I've never seen a 10. Genuinely never seen a 10. Yeah, granted, I've only been doing this a few months, but I've never seen a 10. And it's out of 10, so it couldn't be a better product. These other two here are grayed out because I don't subscribe to the paid version of Helium 10. Once you pay, these won't become grayed out and there'll be figures in there. I do pay for Jungle Scout. So that's the free version of... and it's giving me... it's 10 out of 10. It's genuinely... this is all by complete accident as well, to be honest with you. This is the first time I've filmed just a reverse sourcing product. That's a lie, actually. I've done a couple, but someone knocked at the door and ruined it. So... I got lost where I was in the video, so I just went on to the next product, which is this one. So as long as someone doesn't knock at the door now, then we should be able to get through this. Here's always helpful. Estimated time to sell, 8 days. It's a rough guide because they're based on 40 sales a month. Jungle Scout says there's 83 sales a month. Is there going to be more sales because of where we're going in the world type thing? Rather, you can base it on any product, but I think more and more of these types of products will be sold because of the way we're going in the world. But that's why I think. That's why I think it. So it's telling me this basically works out for me. Sale price 40 quid. I don't want them going any lower than 40 quid. Any higher? Great. Which means I can't spend any more than £23.40 on buying it. And that works out based on the fees that you will have to pay Amazon to send them the product, them to store it for a little while, and them to post it and package it off to a customer. Costs money for them to do it, and obviously they're going to charge you. So £23.40. Now I know I've waffled on for half an hour, but we've covered quite a lot of different things in here, and hopefully some of it's decent information to people. So let's get back to the business at hand. £23.40. We don't want it to be any more than £23.40. Lower than a jack, you say, you king. Boom. £18.79. Body Fit member. Now, can I sign up to be a Body Fit member? Some of them come like sign up and we'll charge you in like a month, but then I just buy the product and then just cancel the membership straight after. Yeah, they'll still send you information through their bots, email bots, but they just go into my spam box. So you could save almost like that's a decent. So I'd work out, could I become a Body Fit member? I'm not going to do it on this video, but let's go off this £18.79. We also need to check it's exactly the same product. Naturally, it does look the same. And then we have to see like the serving size. So we've got 30 servings. You can buy 30 servings or 70 and different. We've got lemonade. So 30 servings and 70. Sorry, 30 servings and lemonade. So we go back to the product to make sure that's the wrong product. In fact, that's the one I was filming before until someone knocked at the door. So, yeah, 30 servings and, well, it's pink lemonade. So, sometimes the leads you can get might not be 100% accurate, as in they put like a 1mm mascara instead of a 1.5mm mascara, for example, and you have to pay attention to that. So never trust everything that you're given. Always use it as information to do your own research. So £18.79. We can now punch that figuroonie. Where did it go? In fact, what I would now do is I'd copy one of these three, go over to my bigger version of Seller Amp, where I can see the same information, but on the entirety of my screen. It's a bit like looking at a car, like a car dashboard. You know it's got a lot of different lights, but you know half of them you don't pay any attention to. Same type of thing here. Looks a lot to analyse and look at, but you work out which bits mean something to you and which bits don't. So what was it? £18.79. We're not following you down, Mr. Brickman. £18.79, which is £10 profit per item and ROI of 55%. Green and green. And overall, I think that's an absolutely phenomenal product. And I'm not even sure I want to post this on YouTube now. Because if I can get this product at cheap, I'm going to continue to sell this like constantly because it's a brilliant product. I mean, no, I'm definitely not. Rubbish. Look, rubbish, bricking it. He's going to brick it all the way down. It's going to go to zero. It's going to be like Dogecoin. Nah, don't buy this rubbish. Green means bad. Blue, like depths of the ocean, you'll drown. So rubbish product. So never buy this one. Now I've made it even worse, haven't I? Because now I'd be like, hang on a minute, he's actually being serious. It's a good product, isn't it? I might buy my own. Oh, fuck. Delete the video. I'll release the video one day. I'm not having anyone watching this going, I'm going to buy it as well. That would be bad for my own business, wouldn't it? So this video is educational purposes only, and I don't know when I'm going to upload this video, but it's January 2023, and I'm not uploading it now, I'll tell you that much. So, I'm just showing you, basically. You can buy your own leads. I paid for a lead. So you pay for leads, you get the same type of thing. You can buy the same type of products. So, £18.79, 40 a month. I'm probably going to get, say, 15 a month from that. 15 a month. So I'd probably look, I personally at the moment look to buy like a month's worth of stock. So I'd buy 15 of them. So if I bought 15 of them, yeah, it would cost me a certain amount. But in a month's time, profit 10 times 15. £150 profit in a month. Now, it doesn't mean you buy it for the second month, third month, might not be on sale, blah, blah, blah. You might have to buy more now. These things you have to work out. But right now, I buy a month's worth of stock. It's going to make me £150. Naturally, things go up and things go down. So I'm going off the figures that are here. £150 in a month for going on this website here. Clicking, I'll have 15. Add to cart, buying them. They take my house. I label them. I put them in a box. I ship them off to Amazon. And then when people go on Amazon and click buy now, and I happen to be in the buy box, as in I'm the one that it's coming from, i.e. I'm Amazon Suf, if I was that person. When someone clicks buy now, my product that I've gone and bought from here, taken home, labelled, reboxed, got UPS to pick up from my house, and it's gone into Amazon stock. Roughly could take a month to sell that, but for going and clicking here, in fact, I've done this real slow time, to be fair. This video is 40 minutes long and doesn't normally take me this long because I don't need to talk it out loud. But 40 minutes work, and that could be netting me £150 for the month. Per hour is pretty good, but some are good, some are bad. This could be a brilliant listing. All of a sudden, society changes, or all of a sudden, someone bricks the listing, or all of a sudden, I don't know, stuff happens. Life happens. But this is a really, really good product, and I'm going to buy a month's worth, and I'll just keep an eye on this. If and when my product sells, what it sells for, what the price is doing. And if it looks good after like 2 weeks and I'm like halfway through my stock and it's still for sale, I want to go back and buy more. But I want to keep an eye on what's going on here. But I certainly want to sell some stock at this level, because even if like £10 was shaved off and he went all the way down to £30, so even if he bricked all the way to £30, or someone else came in, or like also other people bought this same lead, so they're probably thinking the same thing as me. They could come in and brick it all the way down to £30. It's not the end of the world to get your money back. £2.31. Still profit. Bought 15 and it's still £30. It's better than a kick in the face. It's not a loss. As you see, the red figure here, that's too low. If I was looking at a product and had an ROI of 12%, there's no point. You are going to lose money, because there are returns, there are things that go wrong, Amazon lose your stock, there are costs you don't even account for, and there's no business that runs on 12% profit. Business can't work like that. So you pick your own ROI. I started at the beginning with 22% ROI, and actually it's now 35%, because I've had products sent back to me. I've had listings tank, and if the ROI is too low, then that's not going to make up. Like if this product does well, if this does sell, I want it to sell at £45. If it sells at £45, £14 profit per item, 77% ROI is going to make up for other listings that I have that will inevitably tank for some reason. So if I can make £14 on here, another item, even if I some items you will have to lose money on. Like this profit here will make up for it. Do you see what I mean? Which is why if you set all your ROIs and all your figures that you will not change, then even when stuff goes wrong or goes bad and it's completely unexpected, even though you did all the research or whatever happens in the business, the good products should keep you afloat. So, yeah, if you start going, oh, okay, well, look over here, he's $39.99. This is what people do. They go $39.99. If I go $39.98, so I'm still making £10.45. Like, and I'll be more likely to sell it because I'm cheaper. Wrong. We've already covered that. Because the 40 pounder is in the buy box. But that's what happens. And then also people have reprices, robots, or even they manually do it themselves. A robot will go, okay, someone's gone down 39.98, and they'll go to 30 to 97, 96, 95, 94. By the end of the day, it's down to 38 quid. Next day, it's down to 35 quid. You're like, hang on a minute, we're now at 35 quid. Oh, hang on a minute, now it's gone down to 32 quid. And we're like, all of a sudden, hang on a minute. Like, we're still making profit, but we're not selling it how we want to sell it. This isn't a good product to make up for the bad ones. This is now a bad product. So you could come in here and go, oh, sale price 32 quid. I'm still making £4 per item. What, 15 of them, like 60 quid. Better than a kick in the face. But not only are you destroying your own business because you don't understand ROI, you're destroying the entire listing, meaning that you won't be able to go back on there and sell it again at some point because it would have just busted down way too low. To keep your business alive, and surely that's what you want to be doing, you have to be, realistically, ROI 35%. The amount of profit and money, while you take it into account, the ROI is the most important figure. Return on investment. Like, you could go, I've got, if I turned £1 into 10, return on investment, what's that, 1,000%? Or let's make it simpler. If I had £1 and turned it into £2, 100% profit. But I've only made £1, yeah? And if I said, I had £1,000, I had £1,000 and turned it into £1,002. Like, who's done better there? Turning £1 into £2 is a lot harder than turning £1,000 into 1,002. But one of them makes £1 and one of them actually makes twice as much and makes £2. But each one always takes an investment. You take that £1 to invest and you get it back, and another £1. If you lose that £1, whereas if you had £1,000 made 1,002, yeah, you won £2, made £2. But what if you lost that investment? You lost £1,000 rather than a quid. It's a good way of looking at it. Anyway, my phone's kind of bleeping at me, so I think my phone's telling me I'm running out of storage space. So if it cuts off, sorry. But yeah, now this is how I take a product and reverse source it. Now, some people will do it the other way and put £18. They'll find the item, they'll just bang £18.79 in here, go 40 quid, happy days, have a little scroll through. But I prefer to do it that way. Because you might even end up looking over there, $39.99. Well, I could go 38. No, we look at what we want to sell for. We look at everything: the product, the graphs, what it is, the returns, the helium 10 rating, and then we make a figure. And if I, hand on my heart, if I had clicked on here and it said £23.41. If it said £23.41 for sale, I'd have gone, no. Because as you can see, my ROI is actually set at 25. I have recently set it, changed it in my head to 35, but just haven't set it in here to be colours, because I know how to read numbers. If I said 23.41, I'd go, no. I wouldn't, genuinely wouldn't. So that's the way I do it. I sometimes do it that way, sometimes do it. Just depends. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully that was some decent information about how to look at a lead, I suppose, and work out if it's worth buying. But also, there was a lot of information covered about lots of other different subjects along the same lines. Thank you for watching, and make sure to click the like button because I deserve it. And make sure you subscribe for the next videos. Cheers. Adios.